Welcome to Comfy Wash, the how-to videos. Now, in this video, we're gonna focus on part number 3 or step number 3, which is submitting the actual request. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So let me click login. Then let me authenticate myself using Face. There we go, confirm. Right now I'm inside the app. So I'm gonna go straight. Before I go to vehicles, I'm gonna go to the map, right? Because remember I said the data that goes into time slot. If you haven't watched the previous videos, please watch those videos before continue with this one. It's very important, right? It's because all of the vehicle requests, they're all gonna come to this page, which is the map page. But also this is the page that feeds into the time slot. So if I go to menu, there is a time slot. So first you have to go there and be familiar with the time slot and check, was there anything probably booked on the day that you're interested at the same time you're interested. So as we can see, today being Wednesday the 10th, we are clear the whole day, right? Tomorrow we are clear, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, that means the entire week we are clear. But I kid you not, by the time you get here, there'll be more requests, right? So this shows you just the probable time slot that you can make use of. But it does not mean that if one has booked, let's say at 12 o'clock, let's say 2 o'clock today, right? If one has already booked, you can't book now. But it says, hey, rather go for the one that is open and free, knowing that you're gonna be a priority. Do you understand? Cool. So we're done with that. So let's go back to vehicles. And then we're gonna go to client vehicles. And then we're gonna go to, how many cars do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 vehicles, right? We already covered this video, but just to recap, all of them, they seem to have at least one location. And to recap on the locations, you can have more than one location for the same vehicle. What does it mean? You can have a permanent one that may be a place of your residence or where you stay, right? And you can have a temporary one where you like to spend most of the time, maybe at your other partner or your sibling or your other family. It doesn't matter, right? But they don't all have a vehicle request that's live and active. Interesting. So let's use Mazda 323. I'm gonna tap on it, right? Like I said, we already covered the location. So the app won't prevent me from requesting the services. However, the app will definitely prevent you from attempting to request the services if you haven't yet added the location. So if I tap on request services, right? So what's it gonna do? It's now gonna take me here. And then, like I said, if you haven't started with the time slot to check the available time slot, you can also click the icon at the top right corner there, right? That will still point you to the time slot page, right? So 5 things, but they're easy. They can be done in less than 2 to 3 minutes. Let's talk about location. Firstly, if you attempt to submit, it's going to tell you, hey, please choose the location for the vehicle. Now, remember I have 5 vehicles. It doesn't mean all other locations are for this vehicle. No. Just because this car can get to other locations, it doesn't mean that other locations are for this vehicle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say choose location. It knows friend's place. It's the one we added in our previous video. I'm going to choose that one. I attempt to submit. It says, no, please choose pricing to pay for vehicle, right? Remember the pricing page. The pricing page is important. Before you also get to make a decision to use our platform, please understand the pricing, right? So there you have 4 options. Does your vehicle fall in the category of 60 Rand per service, or 80 Rand per service, or 100 Rand per service? Or is it the one that the big ones that fall into 120 Rand per service? Now remember, this pricing might change. We reserve the right to update the pricing as time goes by and will notify all of our users on our social media. It might look differently, just know that we reserve the right to modify the pricing if need be, right? So that means it might look differently. So my car, we saw it, Mazda 323, we went to check the pricing. 60 bucks. Cool. And if I attempt to submit request, say, oh, no, please choose a payment method to pay. So this happens afterwards, but this tells the potential partner who's going to come to you and clean and wash your car to say they should expect you to pay them with cash or with card. So please be careful about this one. Why am I saying it? It might be that you say card and it happens that you have cash. The partners might not have an issue with that, right? But if you do vice versa and say, initially I want to go with cash, but you end up running out of cash, it's understandably so because you're a human being, right? However, they might not be prepared for a card. So please make sure that when you say card, you stick with the card. When you say cash, you stick with the cash, right? So I'm gonna go with card, right? And then if I try to submit, it says, no, time has to be at least 2 hours from now. So what happened is this. When I went to this page, the last two, which is the date and time, it used the current day, a date which is the 10th of June, Wednesday, right? And it used the current time. However, the app is preventing you to just submit now. Like, no, it says at least 2 hours, meaning that please plan ahead. Plan ahead and say, you know what? I want my car to be washed at 3 p.m. today. There's nothing wrong with that. So if we go and tap on the time, we can say we want 3 exactly, and it's going to be 3 p.m. This is going to be 100%. It's going to go. But let me show you something before I do that. If you attempt to do 5 a.m. and then click submit, it's gonna refuse, right? Still, meaning that it's not gonna allow you. It's supposed to be 6, because remember there's a video about trading hours. We start from 6 until 5, right? So, but in this case, it's not gonna say anything because it's today. So let me cancel this. Let me go and say the following day. But before I go to the following day, the app is smart enough not to take you into the past. You can't go to yesterday. You can't go last month. You can't. You have to go. However, you can't go beyond a month from now on. As you can see, you can only request within a month period. It's fine, but you cannot request something that's going to happen in the next 2 months. That would be crazy, right? But let me go to tomorrow, the 11th. That's tomorrow. And if I try to keep it 5 a.m. as it is, look what happens. It says trading hours is 6 to 7. Take note. Out of 6 to 5. Take note. Meaning that you're not allowed to say 5, but you can do 6 because we start at 6. And then if you submit your request tomorrow at 6, and then during the day, there is a partner that shows interest and then you are happy with them, that becomes an official booking. I'll make a video that shows how that is done, right? So this is acceptable. But what is not acceptable is what's happening today, the 10th, and what's happening after 5. If I go and say, let's say 6:05 p.m., 18:05, and I try to submit, it still refuses because you're not allowed. All the vehicle requests are prohibited, but they have to be within 6 a.m. until 5 p.m. right? So let's say today, but I want 3, I can do 3:30. That's still allowed, and I submit. Now as you submit, it says the vehicle you added is not verified. Oh, on the side. So this vehicle is not verified, meaning that your vehicle has to be verified before. So let's do this. No biggie. Let's go back. Let's use one of the vehicles. I'm gonna use Asante, the last one on the list. It's fine because we haven't requested. It's the same car. You see, there is a location that says my crib. I'm gonna request the services. I'm glad that you saw that, yes, we need to protect the integrity of the platform and everybody. That means the vehicle has to be verified, right? Cool. Now, my crib, pricing, 60 bucks. Payment, we say card today, right? But we said 3:30. But let's make it 3:45 p.m. It's okay. 15:45, and I submit. Do you see the difference? because this one is verified. So basically you will see with the email communication, and look what happens instantly. What happens, it shows you two buttons, which is you can cancel the request or you can view the request. More of this still coming, right? I'm gonna make a video on how to cancel and what happens, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back, and then I want you to see something. If I scroll, it says on a Sunday, the vehicle request, it says request is now open. I believe if you go to the map page, it should show, yeah, there we go. It should show the request being open. That means it added the vehicle, and then all the partners are now notified that you've submitted the vehicle request. I had to take a little bit long, but you need to understand what is expected of step number 3. Step 1, you add a vehicle. Step 2, you add a location. Step 3, you do what? You submitted the vehicle request. More videos are still coming. Stay tuned.